If I had to describe this home, I would have to use two words: grandiose and majestic. And it's tough to use those two words in a sentence to describe a property, but literally the first thing that comes to my mind, because you have two geometric figures, two shapes that greet you from afar when you're coming onto the property. And you're like, okay, it's a contemporary design. But they built a bridge that's connecting both these shapes, and is what allows you to come in here. And the architect, they were very clever that there's a path that subtly introduces the home. And that's why this house is called TerraMar, because you go through the earth, the terra, and that's why you can feel as you come in here that it's like a forest. You have all these tropical plants alongside the path, the walkway, as you get greeted by the front door. And then as you open up, you have the water. This house is encompassed by 7 bedrooms and 8.5 bathrooms. On the first floor, we have 2 full bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. Since we have so much space, we presented a full office downstairs that obviously it could be a bedroom, but in this case, it's an office because it's in an opposing corner of the rest of the home. So you get quite a bit more privacy there. On the opposite side of the home, on the first floor, you have what they designated as a staff room or in-law quarters, because it's very close to an external exit door. It's a little separate from all the common areas downstairs. So those 2 bedrooms are on the first floor. And then most of the bedrooms are located on the second floor. So we have one main bedroom that you have to cross a bridge to get to it. And then you're greeted with a closet that's, I'm gonna let you be the judge of that closet. It's just something spectacular. Then you go to that main bathroom, and it's something that should be in a movie set. You have this pastel color soaking tub where you can sunbathe in the privacy of your own main bathroom, but still feel that you're just away from this modern construction. Once you cross that bridge again, you have one other guest bedroom that many people would consider that it could be the primary. It's got its own terrace with those really nice louvers that they look almost like they're wood, but they're actually aluminum. So the material, it's very functional, especially being so close to the water. Their purpose to give privacy, but also to make a statement. Again, it's a modern construction, so all these things give this home its own identity, that it looks different from everything else that you see out there. And with one finger, you can open them up. It's basically like the cherry on top. It looks beautiful, and they're all across the home. So it makes a huge statement. Having 5 bedrooms upstairs, it merits having a lounge area, which is called a pajama room, where everybody in the mornings, instead of coming downstairs, they decide to, watch TV. That space, that den, is very special. And the bridge, it has a bridge that leads from the guest bedrooms to the main bedroom. And as you cross that bridge, you get to overlook at the main area in partial pool area, and also the garden for the sky bridge as you're coming onto the property, with all that glass surrounding that bridge on the second floor. Very, very special. The infinity pool gives it a very soothing effect, and you have even a full cabana bath outside. And lastly, the lift. As you can see, it has a 32-foot boat on the lift, but still enough space that you can pull another 32-foot boat behind it, or jet skis or paddle boards or whatnot. So all those things are features that make this house stand apart from everything else. The privacy, but also the openness of this home, they kind of come hand in hand. Once you're in this living room or in the dining area, the kitchen, all these large windows, they let a lot of light in, but you would think that they're exposing the home. 2 things that I noticed. The windows of this home, I've never seen a house that has such a reflective tint that you cannot notice while you're inside, but once you're outside, it's like a mirror. So you don't even need blinds to give you some privacy. Once you're outside, you understand that nobody can see from the outside in. As I'm sitting here in this living room, I can see the pool, I can see the boat, but I never feel that my privacy is being invaded. And we have to understand that this house, it's not an open bay, and even people that are in an open bay, they have the issue that you have a lot of through traffic. We are towards the end of the canal, so there's very little boating activity that occurs in this area. So that's also a big plus that this home has. I've never lived on the water, but I've always wondered what it would be like to get on a little dinghy or a paddleboard or canoe and just go out there first thing in the morning as the sun's coming out. I envision that whomever lives here is probably going to take advantage of that and heading over to Hallover where the water is so calm and clear. This house is made for someone to create memories. There's so many different purposes for each space in this house that will accommodate to any walk of life, any story that you decide to attach to someone living here. This home is one for the books because the house mixes the Miami atmosphere the new Miami has become. It understands the new Miami, a city that embraces diversity, that we are on the water, on the ocean, so you have direct access to what our city has to offer. So that's the statement, that this house understands the needs of our new builds and it puts it all together into a family environment.